What's Papino? What's Papino? I got Rah DiGGa in the building.
What
Rah
up,
DiGGa.
though? Well, kind of in the building.
What's
A little bit. Virtually in the building.
Virtually in the building. She's on the calling, man. She's in Chi-Town. Yo, Rah, I want to ask you a question.
Hmm.
What was the first time you fell in love with hip hop?
The first time I fell in love with hip hop was the Roxanne Wars.
Yes.
I was a little kid and I was enamored with Roxanne Shante going at these men. So when the real Roxanne called herself stepping in and dissing Shantae, then I went to Radio Shack and got me a little tape recorder and made my own little demo. I don't know where that thing is. I don't think it will ever see the light of day, but I made me a little song, and I was Shantae's sister, and I was dissing the real Roxanne. So that was like my first real official effort at like writing a rhyme and putting it on wax, quote unquote.
Yes,
So
man.
I would say yeah, definitely once I started seeing like girls do it.
Do it. Because I know the generation of hip hop, when you started popping off, New York City hip hop was on a hardcore rage. We had MOP, we had DMX, and you stood out between the wolves. Noriega, Comega, and Busta Rhymes, of course. How was you able to, like, I remember them hits you had, you stood out. Like, you really stood out. You wasn't like Little Kim, you know what I'm saying? You stood out amongst the wolves.
Well, I think being from Jersey, kind of drove that hunger because we always felt like underdogs compared to New York artists. So
Oh.
I feel like
Yes.
it was our goal to top whatever was going on in New York, and just everything that I loved about hip hop, and when I came to know about it, I knew that writing your rhymes was important. I knew that not biting anybody else's style was important. So those were like the two things that I worked really hard on, and I wanted to I wanted to be the best. I didn't want to just be the best girl. I wanted to be the best.
Yes, because you definitely inspired the wolves. Like when you was with Flip Mode Squad, that was like inspirational. And it was and the dope part about it was that you always been yourself. Like
Yeah.
like it's hard for, like, you never changed. Like, you never became a lollipop rapper. You never started throwing the pink in your hair. You always just been Rah DiGGa. You know what I'm saying? You
I don't know any other way to be,
know
man.
what I'm saying? Like, you just did you, man. And that's you on these podcasts with the God. It's inspirational because y'all, because like me and the young God was talking about yesterday, where we're not trying to recycle the youth. You know what I'm saying? We want the youth to
Right.
progress. We're tired of the war stories leading to the new generation killing themselves. And I love the avenues that you're taking, letting people know that if hip hop doesn't work for you, there's other ways of doing this. You don't have to be a
Exactly. And plus, and this is, and being that the music industry itself is trying to age the veterans out of the game. Like
yeah, way.
we've come up with podcasts as a way to still drop those gems and share that knowledge and relay those stories, because you get a lot of conversations I have with younger artists, newer artists. They feel like the old heads ain't giving them the game, and it's like, well, we tried, but if we try to do it through music, it becomes like, oh, you're trying to compete, oh,
Yeah.
you're bitter, jealous,
Yeah.
there's definitely powers that be to try to, that try to hinder that connection. So I think between our guy cast and Drink Champs and Fat Joe's thing,
Yeah.
and really anybody who's stepping in this realm, it's just good for the youth to see, like, oh wow, that's what was going on, and it's nothing's new under the sun. It's like the same. If they pay attention, they can actually learn some things and avoid
Yes.
some pitfalls.
Because you know what's weird? You know what's weird? Because you mentioned Fat Joe, right? Growing up in East Harlem, um, Fat Joe is always like an inspiration. Like I remember when like UFO Thief, I know his father. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Tony Stone from
Hmm.
TKA, and it's weird. Like to see how he's educating them to be other than an artist. You could be a boss.
Right.
Like Nori. I know the Noriega's family, you know what I'm saying? And I seen Noriega go from the CNN to where he's at now, and it's a great thing.
Hmm.
Even though he done, he got the outcast of Wu Tang upset right now, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? The second leg of the Wu Tang is upset with him, but Nori I think did a great job with Drink Champs. You know what I'm saying? Because he got to bring, people think that New York artists is just hip hop killers. Like, nah, we come from the grind. Like, definitely Jersey. Y'all come from the
Hmm.
grind. They don't understand that we grew up in an era
Yes.
of it was hard to get a demo. These Russell Simmons. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no
Yeah,
internet.
I mean, there weren't as many outlets and resources. You were either aspiring to be a rapper or you were aspiring to be a drug dealer. Like, that was it.
That was it.
There's no go online and be an entrepreneur, and there's no legal zone to create your LLC, and now you're self-employed and you
Yes.
sell things on your Instagram shop. We didn't have that. It was, or a ball player.
Yes.
If you were
Yes.
athletic, you could. The
Yeah.
goal was to protect the athletes, protect the rappers, and the drug dealers fund us all.
Exactly.
And,
It's crazy. And
hmm
and it's like one thing but me and a good brother was speaking about was that hip hop has turned around. Like there was a time when I congratulated a Rah DiGGa or I congratulated a Busta Rhymes for winning, but now it seems to be that when you win, we have bloggers that look at all your defects. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it's weird
Right.
that we do that because we should be happy that a Jay-Z made to be a billionaire. That they're showing us that through hip hop he found other channels to get money. 50 Cent
Right.
doing his shows, you guys doing podcasts, giving us jewels, definitely the youth jewels to go listen, man. There's nothing you don't want like with all the information that we gather, why die on the streets? And that's
Hmm.
why I respect what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, that's real, man. Because nobody gets nothing real. You get around a fake hip hop manager, and he's gonna tell you just throw some lipstick on and run on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's I like what you're doing, man. I want to ask you a question. What was your first tour like?
My first tour.
Yeah.
Well, my first tour was a Lyricist Lounge tour,
Mm.
and that was with
I
that
remember
was a
that.
pretty cool experience. It was Talib Kweli,
Khalid.
Mos Def, Pharoah Monch,
Yeah.
Bahamadia.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm like a backpacker at
Oh,
heart.
you came from the
So that's
backpack.
that's you know that's really like Rah DiGGa essence. I think once I got with
Yeah.
Buster and Flip Mode, that
He got that
pushed
ruggedness
me
out of you.
more, into the mainstream side of things. But I was on a trajectory of being like Common and Most and that whole realm. But
Yeah.
that was like my pre-Flip Mode. That was my like official first tour, the Lyricist Lounge tour. And I want to say that was like around 96,
Yeah, I remember that.
97.
Yeah, yeah, I remember
But
those
then I
years.
did a really big tour with Flip Mode. We did Smoke and Grooves, and that lineup had that was the singer Maya. That was
Wow.
Black Eyed Peas before Fergie.
See, history right there.
Cypress Hill. Public Enemy were the headliners.
Wow.
Um, yeah, that was pretty big. Like that one took me like all the way over. Whatever states I didn't hit with the Lyricist Lounge tour, I definitely did it with the Smoking Groove, and those were like those were arenas. So
Yeah, definitely. Cause I know my cousin that what I'm saying, Jeff, he introduced me to hip hop all my life. Like he's the first person I seen with gazelles, pumas, sheepskin. Then when he went to
mhm,
college, he did college radio, and he went when he was doing college radio. That was real big for hip hop because in New York City, all we had was Friday, Saturday, and Video Music Box. So
yeah.
for him to break the records he made, and I see how he was part of escalating hip hop.
Well, wait a minute, hang on now, because you guys had Stretch and Bobbito.
Yep,
You
facts,
had
yes.
I mean, if you were tapped in,
Teddy Ted and
yeah, you
those
had
are-
Pete Rock,
Pete
Future
Rock.
Flavors.
Yeah, we
You
had it.
had Molly Mall. Like y'all, like if anything, we in Jersey. We used to be in Jersey. Like we need our own station. I'm just gonna play a bunch of New York bangers.
Yeah. Because New York was popping, but my cousin was in Albany. You know what I'm saying? So upstate New York.
Oh, true.
he he
Oh, right, right,
he
right.
he pushed
Okay,
he
that's
pushed he
okay. I
pushed the
stand
culture.
corrected, right? You said Albany.
Albany, you know what I'm saying? WCDB, then you had Sienna, you know what I'm saying? You had DJ Toast. But what I'm gonna
Hmm.
say is that you had a remarkable career, and when I see you, when I watch you on your podcast, I be like, yo, Rah DiGGa is dope, man, because she's like Queen Latifah. She never changed, and to see her still active in hip hop is a great thing because a lot of people just don't have that touch. You know what I'm saying? Like you always
Yeah.
been real. Like think about what you just said. Your first tour was the Lyricist Lounge joint. Then
Hmm.
you went Public Enemy was headline. Do you know what it's like to go on tour for Public Enemy when they were saying fight the power? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that was.
And one of those shows, Professor Griff called me on stage to freestyle. I'm like, wait, no, I can't rap in the middle of Public Enemy show. No, I'm not worthy. I was actually scared.
Yo, that's dope, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy you in Chi-Town. You're doing your thing. You still winning. Um, let the people know what other cities you're gonna be hitting, cause they love your podcast. You know what I'm saying? So, what other cities you gonna be hitting?
Well, I've got a New England run happening later on in November.
That's dope.
I'm gonna be in the DMV area October 23rd. I'm gonna be in Chapel Hill with Shay Noir next week, actually September 3rd. I'm hosting. Hot 97's Indie Artist Showcase this Saturday, coming September 28th. I got a lot going
You got a
on. The
lot going
easiest way
on.
to keep up with
Yo,
me,
there it
the
is.
easiest way to keep up with me is my website, RahDiGGamusic.com. www.RahDiGGa, RahDiGGa music.com. That's like your one-stop shop for everything. That's where all my show itinerary is listed there.
Yes.
All my social media is there. Anywhere you want to get at me, information about me, pictures, just what's going on, news, press, all type stuff. Once this airs, the link to this will be added to the site. So
Yes.
RahDiGGamusic.com is your one-stop shop for me, and you can follow me on Instagram at the real Rah DiGGa. That I keep my schedule and stuff posted on there too. But
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Doing your thing,
I
man.
just I'm just squirrel trying to get enough,
You're
man.
doing your thing. I'm learning like the interview thing, right? So I'm learning not to ask my people's incriminating questions. Like, where the bodies at? Who killed who? You know what I'm saying? I learned that, in our culture, man, we have to be like, what's that guy used to be on NBC Sports? We gotta be like that guy. You know what I'm saying? We ask real questions and not incriminating questions. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a bigger world
Yeah.
than negativity. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, you know what I mean? It's a bigger world than that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a bigger world than I ask you a question that's going to lead to you having to argue with somebody 4 months from now because something you said on my platform, which doesn't make sense because we grown now. Because Rah DiGGa,
That's right.
you was
That's
rocking
right.
the stage, man. I remember when you was killing them. Like, I remember my man Chris
Word.
Cruiser play you in a club and amongst Black Moon and them tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up, brother. I don't want to cut you short, but we about to literally walk into our next appointment. If you still got more questions, we can pick this up afterwards. But
Copy, I got you. I got you later. You heard?
I gotta hang up now and shake hands.
Yeah, kiss babies, you know. Have fun, enjoy. I'm in the building. Zeke Black, Feed the Wolves, Rah DiGGa, squad up. Peace. Peace.